And then I will, if Gina, and I know Jennifer, you're going to want copies of this, so we can do that later. So we are now recording. Okay, so welcome everybody to our team call. I am so excited to be here tonight, technical difficulties and all. So we, tonight we're really focusing on our Isabody challenge, and I had the honor of privilege to go to Phoenix, Arizona to our Step Up to 2-Star event, and I got to spend 5 lovely days with Jennifer, our 2019 Isabody Global winner, as well as Gina Rodzenik as one of our trainers. And so her and her team are also here on this call tonight. So, and we also have 2 other special guests. We have 2, not 1, but 2 Isabody finalists on our team. We have Melissa Anstice from Canada, who will be appearing on stage in Montreal for Canada Celebration. And she's going to be telling her story, and as well as Chris Robinson, who I believe is from Florida and is also going to be on our global celebration stage next year in Salt Lake City. So without any further ado, I don't want to be the one talking tonight. I would like to just turn it over to these powerhouses. So I'm going to introduce first to Jennifer Riveira. I hope I'm saying that right, Jennifer. So Jennifer is a 2-star Golden Circle, 1-star Crystal Executive. She has been doing Isagenix since March of 2017. And so she's married with her husband and 2 sons, and she lives in Tracy, California, which is just south down from me. And as I already mentioned, she is our 2019 Isabody finalist, and we just saw her on stage in Nashville. So Jennifer, let me introduce you. If you want to, can you unmute yourself? There you go.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. I absolutely love talking about Isabody. Just for everybody's knowledge, I never thought I was going to be a finalist. My whole intention of ever being in the Isabody was strictly to get that $200 product coupon and that cute shirt that you all get. So it wasn't anything that I had on my radar or that I was working really towards, but it has been such a blessing. And if you don't mind, I'd love to be able to share my story with you and just teach you a little bit about Isabody and how it really can help your business as well. So I'm going to try to do this sharing screen so I can share with you my slideshow. All right, is everyone seeing this?
Yes, it looks perfect.
All right, so of course, the disclaimer that we always have to do. There you go. All right, so my journey with Isagenix all began with the day that I walked past my bathroom mirror, and the reflection that was coming back at me was someone that I didn't recognize. I was overweight, I was tired, my marriage was at an all-time low because frankly, I made it really hard to love me because I didn't love myself anymore. My son said I yelled from the time I got up in the morning until the time I went to bed at night. And everything that I had done in the past to lose weight was no longer working. And I remember thinking to myself, there has to be something medically wrong with me. There has to be something with my thyroid, something. So I called up my doctor and I asked if I could come in and run some tests. I came in, a few days later, she called me back and she said, we got all your test results, everything's fine, but what we really need to do is look at what are you eating? And I remember crying because I didn't want to do that self-reflection that I had really done this to myself. I gave myself every excuse in the book. My son plays baseball and he races race cars. So I'm to and from practices 5 days a week. And you can't eat healthy when there's no time. And you certainly can't eat healthy from a snack shack or a racetrack shack. There's no good food there. Well, in reality, those are just excuses I was giving myself. I was just looking for stuffing that was fast and convenient, and it was fast food. And at this time, a friend from high school had posted about her amazing weight loss, and I remember I just kind of scrolled past it. And she stayed consistent and persistent, and she posted again. And I remember thinking to myself, Jen, what are you doing? What choice do you have? Just reach out. So I did. I reached out to her. Keep in mind, this is a friend from high school who I hadn't seen since high school, and that was like 20-something years ago. It's always hard to make that first initial message. I asked her what she was doing, and she told me about Isagenics. And I asked her, what packs there were, all that stuff. And I said, okay, I'm ready. I'm all in. And I said, let's sign up with the value pack, 30-day money-back guarantee, right? She said, yep, there is. So in the meantime, before the box came, I sat my then 11-year-old son down, and I said, I don't want you to tell anyone Mommy's doing this. And he looked at me, and he was like, okay, Mom. Well, then about a week later, we went to the racetrack, and one of the moms comes running up to me, and she said, oh my God, I hear you're doing this new diet. Yeah, I wish you guys could have seen that look on my face, because it was like purely mortified. I was like, no, I'm not doing a diet. She said, oh, Anthony, my husband, said that you were doing some shakes and stuff. And I said, oh, well, it's not a diet, it's a lifestyle change. And I proceeded to tell her about it. And I went home that night, and I was furious. And I looked at my husband, and I said, I told Brandon not to say anything. I didn't think I'd have to tell you. And he looked at me, and he said, why are you so mad? I'm so proud of you. And I knew at that moment I was self-sabotaging myself. I was already telling myself that if I failed, it would be okay because no one would know about it. And I knew immediately then that I couldn't afford to fail at this. I needed to get my life back. So I immediately signed up for the Isabody challenge because I knew it was going to give me that accountability that I really needed. I called up my mom and my sister, and I told them what I was doing. And I am always proud to say that between my mom, my two sisters, and I, we've lost a combined weight of 175 pounds. My 71-year-old mother said that she thought at her age you were just supposed to take a nap during the day. And now she knows that's not the case. She knows it was directly her nutrition. She's going to the senior citizens home and working out 5 days a week now. She's like my role model on working out. Shortly thereafter, my husband also joined. He's lost 55 pounds. That marriage that I said was at an all-time low, I am proud to say is at an all-time high. There's something to be said that once you start loving yourself from the inside out, everything around you changes. And that's truly what it did for me. We were lucky enough to take our boys to Hawaii last summer, and we were able to zip line with them. We were able to ATV with them. We were able to hike and snorkel and do all these things where before Isagenics, we wouldn't have been able to do. Yeah. We literally would have laid out on the beach all the time. And instead, every single day was an adventure. And it was an adventure that was so fun. Now, if you remember that life I told you about, being on the road 5 days a week and on the weekends going to the racetrack and baseball fields, that's still the case. My life, if anything, is even more busy now. I'm traveling a lot more. I'm doing more things. And now I can honestly tell you those reasons I gave before were just excuses. Because a shake is as simple as going. It's 30 seconds. A bar. These are all the things that we do at the racetrack. And it's so funny because these are like candid pictures that I took, except for the one with me with the e-shot. But that was my husband having it, my son having those weigh-ins. Those are all what we do every single weekend. It is so natural now for my 13-year-old to just grab a bag of weigh-ins than it was for him to grab a bag of Cheetos. And I love that this nutrition and this lifestyle is really that simple. It's that simple for a working mom who just had no time to do anything. It takes all the excuses away from it. I was lucky enough to just happen into this business. My friends, my family started seeing the weight I was losing, how I was talking about it, the energy I had, and they all wanted it too. So all of a sudden I had this side gig that I never really thought I needed or wanted, but I absolutely adore. I love all these people are just a snippet of people that I've helped. And it's always a good feeling when someone texts you and said, I can fit into those jeans that I haven't fit into for 3 years. But what is even more amazing to me is when I had a mom call me up and say, my son got accepted into this all-star baseball team and I didn't think I was going to afford it. And then I got that little paycheck and that afforded the first month's dues. That is life-changing. And that is where this really gets me in my heart. So in January. Oh, yes. In January, when I became the grand prize winner for the U.S., I knew that I wasn't going to be happy with just fitting Isagenics in the snippets of my time, running to the bathroom to answer a text or waiting till lunch to sign someone up. So what I did, people don't know, that $25,000 that I won, I put it away in the bank. And I went to work the next day after I came back from Arizona, and I gave my 2 weeks notice. And I've been doing Isagenix full time since January. And then I've just been using that money where I need it to subsidize what I already get from Isagenix. So when I tell people that Isagenix changed my life, I truly mean it from the inside out. I'm able to take my son to and from school now because of this. I'm able to be present and enjoy life with him. We were able to go everywhere this summer together and do everything. Isagenix gave me my life back. I don't know where I would have been if not for Isagenix, but I do know where I'm going. And it looks so bright, and I love it, and I love every aspect of it. So that's just my story on Isabody and Isagenix, but let me tell you what you can do about Isabody. So, as frankly as these are my before pictures. That was my day I signed up for Isabody. And I love these pictures now, I didn't then, because you can see how miserable I was. My face shows how miserable I was. And if it wasn't for Isabody and having to take these before pictures, I wouldn't have them. Because every time I tried to look for pictures, most of the time if people tagged me in them, I quickly untagged myself, or I put someone in front of me. And Isabody takes that away from you, and you just have to take these pictures. And I know you get people who say, I don't want to take pictures. Don't give them an option. They have to take pictures. Show them my pictures. Tell them that you just have to have a starting ground. And as time goes on and as you lose weight, you're going to forget what your starting ground looked like. And this is no way I can ever forget, nor am I ever going to go back there, because I know how I felt. It's right there on my face. So another misconception I always want to show people is it doesn't matter what you look like in your pictures. If you can see, most of these, I have no makeup. My hair is thrown up because most of the time I took that picture first thing in the morning, right when I got out of bed. And that's what I want people to know. You don't have to have glamour shots. You don't have to be doing a fun pose. You don't have to be looking your best. That's not what this is about. Somebody had wrote, and I wrote it down because I absolutely love it. The Isabody challenge is not about how much weight you can lift. It's not about if you have a six-pack of abs or how much time you spend in the gym. It is a challenge to feel better about yourself. It's to beat no one but yourself. It's to be the best version of yourself. So if you just keep that in mind, that it's not always a physical transformation. It can be a mental transformation. It can be so much more than that. And your picture is just a snippet of that. And it's more important to get that picture in than it is to be how you look in that picture. So I always want to stress that, because I think that people put off it because they think, oh, I'll just do it another time. And then that timeline comes up and then they've missed it. And then they're like, oh, forget it, I've missed it. And just tell everyone, get that picture in. It's more important, just get it in. So what is the Isabody challenge? What can you do? Well, it's really simple, especially if someone's signing up. If you do it right away, they don't have to be in a bathing suit. It's more important to get that picture in. So even if you're signing up someone face to face, take that picture for them, front, back, side, even what the clothes they're wearing. They can go in later on and do supplemental pictures and do pictures of them by themselves. So what you have to do, you have to take before pictures. You have to take after pictures 16 weeks later. You have to tell a little bit about your story. Your story should consist of what happened. It doesn't mean I went from a size 16 to a size 12. That's great, love it, amazing. But what also happened in those 16 weeks? Were you able to get on the ground and play with your child? Were you able to go run a mile? Were you able to not get winded by getting in and out of your car? Those are the things that make you unique. Those are the things that they want to hear. What made your journey so different than anybody else's? Because they're all personal journeys. They're all to us. Use the products. Of course, that's what you're going to do, especially if you are loving the product and you're having a great experience, you're going to use the product. So make sure your people have at least 125 BV every month. That's the easiest way to do it. They can do 100 BV, but then somewhere in those 16 weeks, they're going to have to come up with another 100. So if you just tell them 125 BV every month, it's pretty simple after that. And then there's sometimes when you're going to need maintenance photos. It's going to tell you all on there. The best thing that I can tell you is for yourself and for others is just write down those dates. Put them on your calendar right away. They'll tell you anytime you go into your back office under the challenge, it's going to tell you all those dates all the time. They're doing some improvements too, so there's things that are coming out in January that'll make it even that much easier for you. So of course, what can you win? Like I started out this conversation at the very, very beginning when I got on, this was me. I did it for the $200 product coupon, and I did it for the amazing cool shirt. I am proud to say that I went from an extra large shirt to an extra small shirt in all of my challenges. I also didn't get picked to be a finalist until I was in my 5th completed challenge, which means I was in maintenance for over a year before they even picked me. So if I wouldn't have started, repeated, completed, and just kept going, I would never have been chosen as a finalist, let alone the grand prize winner, if I would have given up any step of that way. Because again, it wasn't about just my transformation. It's about your journey on how you're getting there. And for me, a big thing was that I was able to maintain that weight loss. I've been maintaining now for over a year and a half. And that's something I was never able to do again. So of course, that's what everyone gets right there. $200 product coupon, a shirt, and an amazing certificate. Everybody gets that for completing the 16 weeks and following all those other things. So what else can you win? So they choose every period, they choose 30 honorable mentions, and they automatically get free Isagenics event tickets to New Year's Kickoff, Global Celebration, and University. Guys, that's like $250 for each one of those, just for being an honorable mention. Then on top of that, they choose 15 finalists, and that is what Chris and Melissa were chosen as. So they automatically got $3,000, an all-expense trip to NYKO, which is in January in Arizona. They get an all-expense trip, an Isabody escape. Mine was at Costa Rica. Theirs is going to be somewhere different. This is just, for me, was for starting with a shake. I got all this. A photo shoot, Isagenics event ticket, and a chance to be named the U.S. Grand Prize winner or the runner-up. In addition to that, you get one runner-up, $10,000, and exclusive business training. That was Eric Chen for me. He's amazing, 24-year-old. First challenge, he's amazing. He's now in Taiwan doing the business. Then for me, I was the grand prize winner. I won $25,000, an exclusive business training, all expense paid trip to Nashville that we just had, and the chance to become the global grand prize winner, which is what we just did in Nashville. That winner won $50,000, photo shoot, and then he gets an all paid expense trip to Global Celebration next year. So all of that is just for being part of the challenge. Doesn't cost you anything, doesn't do anything. All you have to do is do your before, after pictures and an essay and use our product. So a lot of you are business builders in here, and I love to talk to business builders about how Isabody can help your business. So remember how I said that you need an average 125 BV just to complete the challenge? Guess what? Because people who are in the Isabody are having such a great experience, their average cart is 212. So think about it. If all your people were in the Isabody challenge and all your carts were 212 BV, what would that do for your business? It would grow it. And then it wouldn't just grow it by cycles. It's going to grow it because people are going to love it and they're going to share it and they're going to want to do more. Their retention rate, this is a big one, 3 times the average if they're in a challenge within their first 60 days and they complete it. They have a 3 times higher chance of sticking with it. Why is that? I always think it's because they're having an amazing community support that they can reach out to all the time. They're enjoying the products and loving the products. And they're getting a $200 product coupon. So it's just start, complete, repeat. That's just what they do. And that's where you get that 3 times the average retention rate. So for all of you also, you can tell who in your organization is in the Isabody challenge. If you go to your reports and you go to the Isabody downline report, and then you click it, this was for July when I did it then. You can do it just as of today, view it. These are all your people, when they started, when their completion date is, and what their BV is. So that you can be one of those proactive people and say, oh, I see that you're gonna be ending your challenge in 3 weeks. You know you're 150 BV short, just make sure you get that in. How do you think your people would feel to know that you went that extra mile to think about them? They would love it. It would get them that even more experience. Or you could say, oh, I see you're halfway through with your challenge. How are you doing? I am a true believer that whatever we give out, we get back tenfold. So that's gonna bless your business more than you'll ever know. So I always ask you is to decide that today's the day. Today's the day that you are going to join the challenge, or today's the day that you're going to help your team join this challenge, because it really will benefit you as a business builder and you just helping other people out, which is why we all did this to begin with. So again, you can register at isabodychallenge.com. And that is my story. And thank you all for listening so much. And let me see.
Awesome, Jennifer. We're going to open it up to some questions after we hear from Melissa and Chris. So, Jennifer, I love how it just happened so organically for you, and you didn't go in it to win it. And, you know, that's what a lot of people say in the beginning. Oh, I don't want to send my pictures. You know, I don't want to, I don't want to do that. I'm not in it for the $50,000. But I love that part of your story, because neither were you. You just wanted the $200 coupon. So guys, if you aren't in it on this call, would you, really, right? It just happened organically for her. So it's possible for your before and after transformation is just phenomenal. Just thank you so much for sharing it. It's really, really, really great.
Thank you. I just really want to say that as amazing as my transformation looks, keep in mind, I wasn't chosen until a year after that transformation was already done. So that's why I always say, don't just think, oh, it's because she had an amazing transformation. It's so much more than that.
Yes, and I love that. And I was going to say that as well. Every one of these is 16 weeks, and I think I'm in my 7th, maybe 8th one now. And I'm not going for the big, $50,000 either. But, when I look back at my first and second transformation, I love that you say it's about the journey. And it's about your journey. And I've had one Isabody challenge to another one where I lost 1 pound, so it's not about the weight. It's not about, it's not about the others. It's just about getting in there. Gerald, you just came on. Can you please mute yourself? And it's just about, doing it and repeating yourself over and over and over again. So I really, really, really love that. And I think that's just awesome. So, okay, so we're going to have some time to ask her questions, and I'll open up for you guys to be able to speak with her after. So I'm going to jump in right into introducing Melissa. So if everybody else can keep yourselves muted, and I'm going to get Melissa to unmute herself. And there's just one other person here who I cannot find to mute. Here we go. Okay.
And I'm just going to say, I'm in charge of Melissa's slideshow because I have it on my computer. So I'm going to try to do the best I can as she's talking, but Melissa, just tell me next or go on or however you want me to do this, and just understand it's me. It's not Melissa, it's me.
Okay, awesome. So Melissa Anstice is one of our Canadian finalists. She's currently taking the summer off. She's up at a cabin on Shawnigan Lake, I believe. She sent me some nice pictures from the lake this morning. This is the Isagenix life, gotta love it. And so she's taking the summer off from her federal government job to spend time with her 11-year-old monster boy. That was her words, not mine, just so you know. There he is, yay. She has been doing Isagenix for 2 years, and Melissa is our Canadian 2020 finalist who will be on stage in Montreal. So she's going to share her story with us. So thank you, Melissa, for coming on, even though while you're vacation up in the cabin. We appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. There's actually no Wi-Fi here, so I'm making a hotspot and I'm going with it.
Yeah, good. All right.
And this is the first time I'm sharing my story this way. So Jennifer, I'm sure you can't mess it up any more than I will. So, and I've got it written down because I know it's my story, but this is the first time. So to begin with, I started for the same reason that most people start. I had no energy, no motivation. I was making really bad life choices. I felt uncomfortable and bloated all the time, and I was looking for a really easy way out. In my recent past, I'd tried different training programs like Learn to Run 10K. I did a T25 program by Beachbody. I signed up for a sprint triathlon, which is just a little one. and I did a charity boxing event that took a lot of a lot of guts and a lot of training.
Yeah.
And they all had a really positive
was it?
impact on my health, but nothing was sustainable. I would complete the event and then I would
Can
go
I
back.
keep it so that I can make sure you don't lose it in the next?
I would go back to eating poorly and not exercising, which was my MO. A couple more slides there, I
We're
think.
going to the pawn shop tomorrow.
So my mindset was really bad after the charity boxing event, and I never, because I'd never worked out so hard in my whole life. I thought going back to the
They're
gym and
here.
suffering like that, it was impossible and out of reach. When I finally said yes to Isagenics and my friend Carly, she put me in a support group, and the first thing I asked about was how other people did it without working out. I was adamant that I wasn't going to lift a finger. Fast forward 2 weeks, and I was begging Carly to take me to the gym with her, and I'd lost the bloated feeling and 6 pounds, and I had more energy than I'd ever had. I didn't know what to do with myself. Carly had me enter the Isabody challenge right away. Okay, we can hang out there for a while and look at all my muscles. I entered the Isabody challenge right away, and I love how you said, Jennifer, that if you hadn't entered that right away, you wouldn't have that before picture, and I am really proud of that before picture because I hid that body. Yeah, that one. You notice how I'm taking it of myself? I wouldn't let Kelly take that of me. I would get dressed in the bathroom. I didn't even want to see me naked. It was it was not a great place to be. So yeah, I'm proud of that girl right there. So when the Isabody, Kelly and I attended our first global celebration last year in Nashville in 2018. There's Carly taking me to the gym. Thank you, Carly. And when I saw the Isabody contestants on stage with their before and after photos and sharing their stories, I knew that this was how I was meant to show up in this company. I told the people around me, and Christine was there, that I was going to become an Isabody finalist because I felt it in my bones that I could make a comeback just like those people did. And I knew that I had potential, and I was driven to realize it. I'd always wanted to see what was under this layer and try bodybuilding. And because I like to set scary goals, I decided to enter a bodybuilding competition before I had even spoken to a trainer. We began training January 7th of this year, and the competition was 5 days before my Isabody challenge ended in June, which was perfect timing. Yes, so those are the bad life choices I had been making previously with Kelly. He's here too, by the way. So that was perfect timing that our challenge ended in June, and our competition was in June 15th, and our challenge ended June 20th, I think. So my after photos were were pretty good. So on July 18th, 2019, I got the call for the Canadian 2020 Isabody finalist. And I thought I would be more cool and calm and collected on the phone. I pictured it in my head, and it didn't turn out anything like that at all. I repeated, "Oh my God, thank you," so many times that I'm sure they thought I was an idiot. And there was a room full of people cheering me on. But I just squealed like a teenage girl. Throughout the months of training, I had lots of people share with me how I was inspiring them, and it fueled me to continue through some mentally challenging times. I felt deprived. I'm a carbaholic, and I was really not allowed carbs in the last little while. So it was mentally difficult being at work where there's lots of access to bad food, and I managed, but it was a tough go. So the people around me really helped, and this community really helped me. It was also during that period that my dad began to experience symptoms of the non-Hodgkin's lymphoma that he'd been diagnosed with late in 2018. And now what fuels me is knowing that once his 6 chemo sessions are complete and he has the okay from his doctor, he wants me to help him get rid of the toxins that are being pumped into him now. Sorry. He's just finished his second chemo treatment, and he's a trooper. Whoopsie, didn't mean to do that. Sorry, guys.
It's okay, Melissa. It's all good. It's a great story, and I think
we are going to we're going to do a challenge together, a 16-week challenge together in the new year once all the toxins are not being pumped into him anymore. His treatment ends somewhere in November, I think. So we'll give it a few months, and then he's going to do a challenge with me. So my why has changed a lot throughout all of my competitions or my challenges. I started off just wanting to feel better and have more energy, and now I get to compete on stage. I get to lift really heavy weights. I get to meet all of these fun people that you see on that picture on stage, and life has really taken a different turn. But nothing's more important than your health and the health of those around you. So that is now what motivates me. I've allowed myself to dream bigger, and by fueling myself properly, it's given me the belief in myself, and through that I've inspired lots of people to have belief in themselves and see what they can do. Going forward, now that I'm an Isabody finalist, I can set my sights a little higher, and of course I want to be the Canadian Grand Finalist in February in Montreal. I also want to qualify and be part of Team Isagenix, which makes me have to go on stage a few more times and flex those muscles. So in September, I'm going to have to start hunkering down again. The summer's been great being off, but it hasn't been great for perfect nutrition, let's say. We have a few ice cream cones under our belt this summer. I don't know how any of this will turn out, but all I can do is commit to doing my best every day, and I'll continue to share more of my process. I'm not an expert in anything except for being me, so that's what you're going to get. That's it. That's what I've written.
Melissa, that was awesome. Thank you very much. I think you have a few wet eyes in the crowd here. Your story is very inspirational. If you just read through the comments there, you can just see all the great comments that you're getting, and everybody is supporting you, and we can't wait to see you on stage. And you've done 5 Isabody now, right? And so again, guys, it just shows you, right? When Melissa first started this, it wasn't her intention. She had no intention to be going for this. It was only last year in Nashville that she turned to me and said, I'm going to do this, right? And that was three challenges she'd already completed. So I hope for those of you that are not in this is inspirational, and you're going to get your butt in the Isabody challenge, because if you are not inspired by these people, my goodness, right? Thank you very much, Melissa, for sharing your story. You're
Thanks,
amazing, guys. And I can't wait to see you on stage. I'll be cheering you on.
Thank you.
Okay, so, and again, you'll be able to ask questions after, so I'm going to move right. I'm going to introduce Gina Ridzanek, and she is going to introduce Chris, our next Isabody finalist. So yeah, go for it, Gina.
Hi. Thanks, girl. Thanks so much, Jennifer, for everything and for doing this with us. Your story's amazing. And Melissa, oh my gosh, I've been just so impressed by your physical transformation, but I think what we really heard tonight was deeper than that, and the emotions and the mental transformation that goes along with this. And I think we can all agree that, you know, this Isabody challenge means so much more than just what we see on the scale. So thank you for sharing your heart. We'll all be rooting for you, and we'll all be praying for your dad. That was very touching. So thank you so much, and for stepping out of your comfort zone and sharing. And Kelly, by your side, doing it with you is awesome. So I'm so excited to introduce Chris. So Chris Robinson actually lives in North Carolina, not Florida. Everybody still thinks I have everybody from Florida, but got some North Carolina peeps now, and he's in our neighborhood here at Millbridge. Him and his wife, Lauren, are really close friends, and similar to your story, Kelly, with Kelly, Melissa, Lauren and Chris did this together. And Chris actually texted Rod and I and said, I'm entering the Isabody challenge and I will be a winner. And gosh, he really manifested that. He worked his butt off every single day. And what I love about his story that he's going to share is, I know we see the chain man and I know we see the muscles, but again, just like Melissa shared, it's so much deeper. So I'm really excited for him to share what entering this challenge has meant for him and completing it, and how it's changed him, not just physically, but also emotionally and mentally. So go ahead, Chris. I'm excited to hear you.
All right.
Yeah,
Hey, everybody. Can you hear me now? Am I unmuted?
You're on. You're good. Yep.
Oh, nice. All right, cool. So, yes, the first thing I want to say is I'm just a regular guy who just needed to make a change and found Isogenics, thankfully. And I'll show you how that happened when we go through the slides, where I started, how it led up to that. But just a regular guy doing his thing, and big things happened. So I'll take you back so everybody sees like how I got to where I got. So we could do it like that. All right. So there I am. That's the finals picture. So that's good. All right. So I was always into sports. I was always an athlete. I always worked out. I was in the gym from like 16 in high school. So that was my thing. I always liked staying fit. So as you can see here, I got into the police department. That's my mom. You'll hear a little bit about her later. And then that was brief. And then I went over to the fire department, and that's my brother and sister. I know my sister's on here now. Here's what happened. I was in the fire department, I think about 7 years. I got hurt. I blew out my knee, had reconstruction on my knee. So that ended that career. So I had to leave that. Wasn't sure what I was going to do. And then you can go to the next slide, Jen. Yeah, so you know, life starts to kind of, you know, take into a different place. So I meet Lauren, we start having kids, but you know, to skip forward to here, this is my mom. You know, she was a big part of our life. She was a single parent. I think I was about 7 when she got divorced and we left. So these pictures I just put up for fun because that's me when I was little, and she was a big inspiration to us. And that's the last picture. This one in the middle, that's the last picture I have of her before she passed away. And that happened real sudden. That was in like 2015. So that threw our world way off because she was a big part of our world. But that was the last picture I have meeting my third kid, Meadow. And I'm just glad I have that. So she passes away in 2015. We decided to move before she passed away, but we still followed through with it. We make a big move. I don't know if you guys could tell, but I'm from New York. We've been in North Carolina for 3 years. So we make a move from New York. That's me packing up the house with my daughter, Summer, and we moved to North Carolina. That's us. That's our house in North Carolina with the arrow. We're standing in front of it. So we make the move to North Carolina. That's 2016. We have no friends down here. We have no family. So that move is stressful enough when you have really no support and you're just doing it to make your life better. So what happens is we find out we're pregnant. We have 3 kids already. Everything's going great with healthy kids and enjoying them. We find out we're having another baby. So this is where our life really, it hit us hard. We find out from all the tests that our son has Down syndrome. So our world goes dark. We don't know what to do. We're devastated. This is supposed to be an amazing time. And you get this news, and then fear sets in. And the problem with fear is, you get scared. You don't know what's going on. You don't have the information. So you panic and you just like in a different place mentally. So my wife, Lauren, I mean, we're supposed to enjoy the pregnancy and enjoy our family. So, but the greatest thing is we reached out to people. We watched tons of videos. We educated ourselves on Down syndrome. Everyone we spoke to had the same story. These kids are amazing and they bring so much joy to everybody's life, and the families say it's the best thing that could have happened to them. And you know what? We agree. It is the best thing that could have happened to us. He's brought so much happiness to our life. He just turned 2 in July. He's healthy. He's doing great. And we really believe we're the lucky ones for him choosing us. And he truly is a gift from God. So he's just been awesome and really made our family come together. So all that going on kind of gets to you. I was making bad choices. I was drinking beer. I like drinking beer, but it was becoming a daily thing. I was probably doing like 4, 5, 6 beers a night just to get through the stresses of life. And then I'm making bad food choices, like eating ice cream late at night and M&Ms and thinking I'm eating healthy. So all those choices were just leading down a bad path of me not feeling the way I want to feel. And I still worked out. I still made it to the gym, but with all the work I was putting in, the results weren't there. And I just felt like something was missing. So mentally, I'm off, making poor choices, just not being happy. The family life's getting all screwy because of that, and I'm not really paying attention to my kids the right way or to my wife, Lauren. So our relationship has a lot of friction, and I needed a change. But I don't know, I'm sure a lot of you go through this with men. I was very, very resistant to taking isogenics, and I was a big skeptic. My thoughts were, I had my way. I knew what I was doing, and this all is the same stuff as everything else, and it's expensive, and I'm not doing it. So I told my wife, Lauren, I wasn't doing it, because she was doing it. She was taking the products. She met Nicole, who was taking the products. I think she's on this call, who was friends with Gina at the time. So then that's how they all became friends. She starts taking the products. she starts getting amazing results. But I just still fought it off. I'm like, all right, but it's not for me. And you'll see her results in a minute. Her results were amazing. So she gets all these great results. Then she tells me, listen, I'm going to start the business. I'm like, oh boy, here we go. So I'm like, I'm not doing the business. I'm out on the business. She's like, well, I have to order a lot of shakes and a lot of products. Can you at least do it, try it, since I have to order it, and see for yourself? And thankfully, I opened my mind to trying it. And I was like, all right, I'll stop buying my stuff. I'll see what this stuff does. And that was in January. She started like in the spring. So 2 weeks about into it, my mind was so clear and I felt amazing. So, and my energy levels were up. And then my workouts started getting, oh, this is Harper. We did a run for him that's our family. We did a run for him for Down syndrome. So that was a cool thing to do, a 5K. So my mind starts getting clear. My body starts feeling good. My workouts start getting better. So I'm like, she's like, listen, you're blasting through all my products. So you got to order your own. So I ordered my own. And when I ordered them, I said, all right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm signing up for this Isabody challenge. I'm going for it. I'm going to win this thing. That's my focus. That's my commitment and my dedication. I'm going for this because I love the way these products are making me feel already, and I want to see what these products can do. And that's when I sent that message to Rod and Gina and made myself accountable. I put a Facebook post up and I made myself accountable to all my Facebook friends at the time. And I said, I'm going to show you what this stuff can do, and I'm going to prove it to you with pictures later on. So that was where my focus went towards changing myself physically, but also mentally. So, and here's why. They're right here. You'll see, this is my son Harper, bottom left, the meadows in the middle, my son Oliver, and then the next picture is my daughter Summer, and that's us running. You see the chains on there. So she wanted to start running with me. I thought that was awesome. The rest of the kids, I love that I could be that type of role model to them, and they could look up to me in this way, right here, and I could show them how to be healthy, how to put great nutrition into their body, and teach them these kind of things in life by them watching me. They used to ask me, hey Dad, you want your favorite drink? And I'd be like, yeah, and they'd bring me a beer. And I'm like, oh, great. That's what they know, right? Because that's all I did. But now they ask me if I want isogenics, if I want hydrate, because they drink that. They ask me if I'm going to the gym. They ask me if they could come with me. They ask me if I can make muscles for them. That's the type of role model, and that's what I want to show them, how to do this type of stuff to take care of yourself. This is my craziness right here with the chains. This all came about, I don't know what happened. All of a sudden, I bought chains because, let me just explain, my workouts. I always worked out. I put in like a good hour, 20 minutes, hour and a half, depending on what I was doing that day. My workouts never got longer. They never took me hours and hours. People think I'm a slave to the gym. My friends say, I can't do what you do. I don't want to be a slave to the gym. I don't want to live in the gym. I don't want to always be working out. Now, I have 4 kids. I also have a job right now. Isogenics will take me away from that soon. But right now, I have a job, and I have to take care of these kids with my wife. My workouts, they're not longer. They're just more intense. And I push myself, and I change them up, and I test my body, because Isogenics is letting me and allowing me to do that, because how I feel. I feel amazing. My body recovers. It's unbelievable, the recovery. You see my wife's results. She had 4 kids, 4 C-sections, 4 kids, 7, 5, 4, and 2. She's 46 years old. So she looks unbelievable. This is me. These are my results right now. I started running. I wanted to put stuff into my workouts that were different. I wanted to get out of my comfort zone with what I used to do and see what my body could handle. And the crazy thing is, thanks, Jamie. The crazy thing is, it mentally and physically, it's allowing me to do that, and I crave it, and my energy is so high, I sometimes have to burn it off, and that's why I throw the chains on. But I just like pushing myself. This picture with me holding the sign, I started this Isabody challenge in January, on January 22nd. The challenge ended in May. June 20th was my maintenance picture. So that's my maintenance picture on June 20th. So this was my first challenge. You don't have to, and everybody is different. Some people have to do 6, 7, 8 challenges. Some people can do 1. That's the beauty of the products. They work amazing, depending on what your goals are and what you want to get out of it. Mine were specific, and I wanted to change my body. This is what I told Gina in a text, and I told some of my friends. I wanted a holy shit transformation. That was the transformation I wanted. And that's what I was going for. Physically. Mentally, I didn't realize that I was transforming so much too. And my mind, it's just been amazing how positive I feel and how I see things now. And that's what's also great about these products. So, and the awesome thing too is it's brought me back to my faith, which is awesome. And you put all 3 of those things together, and you could really have something special. So,
Chris, this is a fantastic story. Like, thank you. I haven't really heard your whole story, and this is so great that you did it with your wife, like Melissa and Kelly did together, to hear your whole story about your family. This is awesome. I mean, thank you so much. Guys, I'm just gonna, I wanna open it, because we're already at an hour. I just wanna open it up to, if people have any questions, if you wanna go ahead and type it in for everybody. If you have a question for Jennifer, if you've got a question for Chris, if you've got a question for Melissa, or if you just wanna shout out and say what an amazing job all 3 of these people have done, you guys. Like, if this doesn't inspire you, again, Chris started just, resistant, completely not even wanting to use these products. And I think for those of us that have been around for a while, we know this, and we hear this over and over and over again, right? Don't give up on people, right? They need it, and they may not tell you they need it, but they need it, and eventually they will come around for it, right? So, it's just been amazing. Look at all the love poured in for all of you guys in there. I hope you guys are reading this. I love the chain man. I never knew the story behind it, so thank you, Chris, for sharing. That is fantastic. Does anybody have any questions? I think just a whole lot of love coming in. I think that is fantastic. Okay, you guys, Jennifer, thank you so much for coming out for myself and Gina's team. Everybody is so grateful. We know you're busy. It was so great to be able to spend time with you in Arizona and to have you come on our team call and share your stories. Thank you, Melissa. We can't wait to see you on stage in February. And thank you so much, Chris, for sharing your story. They're all very inspirational. And guys, if you are not in the Isabody Challenge, you better be going after this call and get on your Isabody Challenge. Get your photos. Don't you care what they look like. Take their photos. You know, it's about the journey. It's about you. It's about your, you know, you need to be inspired by this. If you're not, you're crazy. So, all right. Awesome. Okay, guys, I will drop this in our team call.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing all. Thank you for hosting, Christine.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you so much, everyone, for having me on and letting me share my story and how amazing Isabody is.
Thank you, everybody. Share the love. Say your goodbye. Say thank you. Have a great night, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.